How's it going, Gemini community? Soul Tigress with a special story for this wonderful frequency. So let's get started with some key words here, Gemini. Lost on how to feel about others. Do you receive what they do with anger or with pity? Sometimes it can be very hard for you to understand others because you are so dedicated to the things that you are loyal to. Whereas others sometimes can't match that energy, which always leaves you in limbo on how to react to them. Redirecting your energy will be the key for especially this holiday season, Gemini. It can be hard when people are not meeting your expectations, especially when you are a person who's always going above and beyond for others. Maybe it's time to take a step back and really look at the reflection of who you are. You know, the things that you have overcome in your life. Sometimes we can live our insecurities through these others. And maybe when these others aren't showing up, it makes you feel like you're not showing up. That is something to take into consideration. I feel like with this self-reflection in reverse, you're kind of at odds ends with yourself when it comes to certain things. When it comes to, again, these expectations from these others. I know myself, I would go above and beyond for certain relationships in my life at one time, hoping that these others would get it. They would get what I'm working towards, and they would give the energy that I was looking for from them to me finally. But it took a lot of healing, and it took a lot of realizing that what they do, how they perceive life, has nothing to do with me. Even though I fought so hard to try and help them see that they can do better, they can be better, kind of thing. So let's keep going. We have growth here. Something that you don't see, something that you are very confused on. Then we have, I haven't seen this card before, assessing. Maybe right now, Gemini, you're taking too much of like a mouse view of things. And with the mouse view, mice have to have things close to them in order for them to really see it. So maybe it's taking a more bigger picture kind of view. A kind of view that really overlooks what's really happening in the environment from a higher perspective. And I feel like that is something that we need to do here, and you're going to need to align your third eye energy with that, because there's just so much purple there, and that's going to be your intuition, your clarity, your insight, and your imagination. But your imagination isn't just something of like thinking about a fairy tale ending. Your imagination, how you feel, how you see things, is definitely something that ripples back at you. So if you see always problems with this person, with this place, with this thing, then when you are around it, you will always look for those problems. You'll be hyper focused in wanting to detect those problems. So be careful with that. Be careful on how we look at things. Something you're not seeing is it's time to release. It is time to release everything that you have pinned up, and especially I feel like your heart. And with these butterflies here being released, I feel like it's time to mold something new here. Something here where you release things, but you release it in a beautiful way of understanding. Understanding of higher meanings to things. Like I said, for years and years and years, and this wasn't just something that happened a long time ago. It took me almost 35 years of my life to realize that people will always be who they're gonna be. And no matter what I do, no matter how much love I try to give them, no matter how much I try and prove myself to them, things aren't gonna change. Because what they have going on again inside them, the way that they operate their life, the way they put their energy out, had nothing to do with me to begin with. But I would always own their actions. Fruitation. Oh my goodness gracious. The whole thing is you want things to come in fruition. You're always thinking about how to bring things into fruition. It could be with the people, the places, and the things that are around you, the things that you really hyper focus on when it comes to their actions. But the whole thing is you're trying to solve problems that are they're your problems in the sense because you're making them your problems. Because you're owning this person's actions, this place's actions, this thing's actions. And it's always on your mind to try and get it better. But the thing is you have this problem-solving mind. You have this problem-solving mind, and you hold a mask to this because it's always trying to work to try and better others, to try and make them come around when it comes to being in a higher place. And the thing is, that is a gift. You are very gifted in problem solving and wanting to move forward and being able to communicate with the higher things, but also seeing the shadow side of things at the same time. You are very, very gifted in that. And not many people can understand a Gemini from that level. You see both sides to things. And that gets really hard because people could call you two-faced. People could say that, they could say that you get really mean with them because you're able to call things out when you get frustrated. And you don't call out just the superficial shit. You call out stuff that really, really bothers them because it's the shit that they're trying to hide. So what it is you see their actions in the light, but you know what the root of their actions, where they're coming from, and what they mean when they're doing it. And that can make people feel uncomfortable. Well, Gemini, you're very gifted. You're very gifted in reading between the lines. You're very gifted in trying to solve problems before they even arise. That's what that is. Then we have darkness here. This one you bury. This one you want to be at the most distance with. This one, it's something that you are at odds, ends with it. And that is the shadow side of things. The shadow side of whatever it is that keeps you keeping on trying to bring this person about, trying to get them to grow. There's something here that you see in this person that makes you feel insecure. That's what it is a lot of times. These people that we meet throughout life, whether it's a stranger or a friend, we find reflections of ourselves in them. Think about somebody that you met on the street and you just had this wonderful conversation because you guys felt like you were on the same level with things. You've seen a positive reflection of yourself in them. Whereas this other, whoever this is, you see your insecurities. Your insecurities, the things that you don't want to be in them. So that's what makes you try and do better, but something that you hyper focus on because it's something that you are afraid of deep down inside is maybe doing the same thing as this other, maybe reacting like this other does. I'm not sure. To each Gemini, it's their own interpretation, but we got to keep moving Gemini into the present. That's a lot going on. That is a lot going on. Ancestor Spirit Guides, thank you so much for your presence. Now, what is it that needs to come out for the present? The fact that you're so hyper-focused and wanting to do more, even when it comes to other people doing more with themselves, it just means that you have a big heart. There is some kind of balance that you're trying to reach in your life, and it hasn't been fulfilled yet. And it hasn't been fulfilled because there is this dependence. Now, I'm not saying you're codependent, but there is this dependence of validation that you feel like you need. Maybe it's you're hoping through your example, whoever, whatever this is, will grow. They will change. They will finally accept you. But the thing is this has nothing to do with you, Gemini. Whoever, whatever this is strictly on them. And that's something that we're going to have to give to the divine. That's you taking a bigger step back and looking. And this is a part of growth, honestly, when you can be comfortable with not owning other people's reactions or even actions of what they do. Something here you're at odds ends is being able to put down the conflict. And again, this is something that you really, really internalize, and something that this lands on that you're at odds ends with, as well as when I lean towards love, I am led. So the whole thing is you've been reactive. You've been reactive towards this type of energy, trying to show them what's okay, what's not okay, but you've done it in such a reactive way that this is how you voice when you're sick and tired of being sick and tired, when you hear that your inner kettle is like over boiling with so many different emotions. And what I'm seeing is not just the emotions of anger, it's the emotions of disappointment. And that, oh my gosh, hold on. Give me a second, because that is something that, give me a second. Oh my goodness. It's the disappointment. That's what it is. You have a lot of internalized disappointment around this situation with this person, place, and or thing. And this is something that has always been within you, and I'm feeling for like a long time, because this disappointment has grown a lot, whether you know it or not. And it's just hard to look at certain people who were meant to guide us. And as we get older, we start to see who they really are. And we want to guide them out of their hate. We want to guide them out of their pain. But it's hard when they don't want to do it. So sometimes we make it our mission to set the examples for them. And we do it in such a way that we tie our validation towards the moves that they make. So even though you're trying hard, but yet they're not making good moves, you take it out on yourself. That is really hard, because it's all led by that disappointment that you've been growing inside you since a very young age. Oh my goodness gracious. All right, so let's go ahead into the present. We have the Two of Pentacles right here. Always confused on how to juggle things. It could be with somebody who's always dishonest. You know, you can never get a really good answer out of things. And because of that dishonesty, you know, that you've always dealt with, maybe you feel like maybe this year will be it. Maybe this year we can finally turn a new leaf. Maybe this year, you know, things will change. And I feel like it's that dependence of hoping that love, light, truth, new beginnings will come out, but it never does. And you tie your stability to it. You tie your success to this situation. And then we have here the Emperor, confused on how to handle it, confused on even how to control it. And that could be very hard because the Emperor in upright takes care of things, but Emperor in reverse is over dominating. Emperor in reverse is really headstrong, and it's his way or the highway, and you don't mess with the Emperor in reverse. Because the Emperor in reverse, they can make your life very, very miserable with their greed, with their one way of seeing things and controlling things. And I feel like sometimes it isn't that you get greedy, it's that you feel greedy when you start to take your energy back and you're not giving this person everything that this person maybe it may feel entitled to, may sucker you into feeling sorry for them somehow. I'm not sure. But whoever this person is, I have this Queen of Staves here. I feel like this person could be a little bit older. This person definitely taught you a lot, whether good or whether bad, what to do or what not to do, I should say. But this person with the Queen of Reverse, I always say they're very dramatic. They are very dramatic. And a lot of times people don't know this, that the wands will talk about emotions as well. So this person could have a lot of emotional instability. They have a lot of insecurities as well, a lot of anxieties. They have a lot of fear. But I feel like all that comes off as really, really combative. Then we have, let's see, sacrifice to the temperance. So we have, what is it? It's the Hangman to temperance. This person, their actions, the way that they've been throughout their life, it's something that you have sacrificed a lot for, in a sense, because you still trailblazed your way. You're still able to do things, but because you're waiting for them to come about, you've sacrificed certain kind of levels of happiness, I should say, certain levels of allowing yourself to be more balanced inside, opposed to feeling like you have to run around to make this person be comfortable. That's what I get in the present. There's just a lot of you having to double think things, you having to make sure that the environment is right for them, even for them to be around, kind of thing. That's what I'm getting. Because again, this Queen of Staves can be very dramatic. This Queen of Staves operates in a certain way. It's not dishonesty in a sense, it's just a lot of covering up certain feelings. Like I said, their anxieties, their insecurities, their fears, and their restlessness about their insecurities, but they cover it up with anger. They cover it up with control and stuff like that. But for you, you take all this really, really personal, and you make it your personal mission to try and bring some kind of comforts to this person. Oh my goodness gracious. Be careful, be careful, be careful. You know what, Gemini? I just did the story for Aries and uploaded it recently. So you may want to check this out, that story out as well, because it talks about knowing when to excuse yourself from people who are acting negatively because they're jealous of somebody. They're jealous of you. They're jealous of Aries in particular. Jealous because every time they look at Aries, they look at Aries' successes, is that you see all their insecurities. You have to remember, people are operating on their own kind of story. How they see things, what they see the reflections in. They can see positives within others, or they can see negatives within others. They can see their insecurities within others. And that's where you have to learn when to excuse yourself from this type of kind of behavior. It's not rude to get up and to want to protect your energy and to let them just stew in their own misery. It's really not. And a lot of times we feel like when it comes down to family, friends, people that we've known for a long time, that we have to sit here and endure their behavior. No, 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 no. It's like a child throwing a fit. You're not going to feed into it. It's like even the little dogs, the Chihuahuas. when the Chihuahua was acting all psycho, and the owner's like, oh no, little papito, don't act like this, little papito. Oh my gosh, that makes that dog think that they're protecting their owner, so they act even more because they're getting that attention. No, 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 you have to show things that you're not going to feed into the attention, and you're not going to give that kind of, you're not going to give your attention to their actions. I should have said you're not going to feed into their actions. That's what I should have said. Thank you for your patience. Yeah, that's how we teach people how to treat us, how to treat our environment. So just know you have the rights, you know, to sit here and not always make everything so cushiony for this person. This person has to learn how to operate with others, and this person has to learn what is socially acceptable and what's not socially acceptable, especially if you're being the host to them. Just know that. All right, so let's ask our angels of protection. Angels of protection, please help, guide, and protect us as we navigate the block here. Oh my gosh, the Emperor comes out again. This person really frustrates you to the point where you get so frantic that you get really over dominating in your environment when they are around. That is something here, and it's because you're trying to make all the social events be more positive. Your fear is that it's just going to be really negative for some reason. Let's get a little bit more in depth here, because I have the Emperor and the Three of Cups here on the Hangman. So it's your beliefs right here that have to do with others, especially when others are acting ill. You know, you have, what is this? What is that? I can only think of the word pre-gaming. I don't drink anymore, but when I used to drink, we would pre-game. We would prep ourselves to go out so we didn't have to spend more money. You pre-game in a sense, but on the notion of preparing yourself for this person's behavior. So what it is you're already putting out the energies, out into the energies, I should say, of what you expect this person to act like. And what you put out is things that you're going to get back. As I mentioned before, you will start to hyper focus on their behavior, looking for things, looking for stuff that's going to upset them. And that is something that you are being over dominating in. You're trying to control. And that's something that's also leaving you hung up. And right now, how you balance this and how you stop yourself from balancing this more positive in your mind. This is something else. You, instead of letting things fall the way they should, you know, that saying that it's just the way the cookie crumbles, you're always trying to be preventative. You're always trying to do the most to make everybody feel comfortable. And that's wonderful. That is a great job. But at the same time, you hide away from what a healthy relationship is. And that is something that is really hard, because there are times that we hide away from, you know, holding people accountable for their actions, you know, making sure certain people aren't crossing certain boundaries because of who they are to us and how we have history with them. No matter who it is, whether it's a beast of beast, a relative, a friend, whoever, they still need to act accordingly when it comes to being in your presence. They still need to be loving while in your presence. Not everybody's going to be happy all the time, but there's a certain respect others should have for you, for your home, for your family, for the environment of where you are at. And I feel like that's something that you hide away from. Again, because you're trying to prevent things and you're over focusing on everything that could make them mad. Instead, you are trying to run around this tornado of a toddler type of behavior, and you're letting this all happen. Instead of saying, you know what, we're not going to act like this, we're going to do this, we're going to have a fun time. And just leaving them be. Let them be. Don't hyper focus on them. Because again, they have to learn how to socialize. They have to learn appropriate social behavior. But they also have to work through their inner demons, I'm hearing to say, their inner insecurities as well. And the reason why I get it's somebody that you've known for a while, it's things that have definitely been growing for a long time, is with that 10 of Wands. And then with this Ace of Wands, it makes it hard. You know, it really makes it hard on when it comes to certain views of people, again, because you're always expecting having to put out the fires of others or preventing others from getting upset. And that could be very wearing on somebody's emotions. That could be very wearing on somebody's charisma. Think about this. If you didn't have to worry about preventing things so much with this particular energy, think of the other things you could put your energy towards. A lot of other stuff, honestly, because you would have the energy to do that, opposed to always focusing on this. So that's something to take into consideration, is that you are definitely depleting yourself wherever this is, wherever you go, or whoever you're dealing with, by always having to focus on preventing things. All right, so let's get out of the block here and let's call in divine and universal energy. Divine, 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 and universal energy. What is it that needs to come out? What are the positive messages for the conclusion here for Gemini? There we go. We'll keep it sweet and simple. So the first thing I see is I choose to learn through love. Remember, this is something that keeps you kind of irritable. This is something that keeps you on edge. How can we operate through love? How can we look at what the possibilities that could happen when we're preparing ourselves for these situations? How can we look at things through love? What is it that we can trade these anxieties for and align with a higher kind of belief when it comes to things? I create mindful moments throughout the day, remind myself I am loved and miracles are natural. Remember, if you're always looking for disasters, you're always looking for something to be wrong, that's what you will find. But if you look for things in the loving light and compassion, and you believe in miracles, then other things will come about, again, because you're not throwing your focus to one thing and you're not only working on one thing, you're moving differently. And instead of you setting the example of what you wish this person would do, is you're actually going to immerse yourself into this, and you are going to become a walking lesson for anybody else. And what you learn here, you may have to teach to somebody else later on when they come talking to you about what they're dealing with, because not everybody has wonderfully balanced people around them, because life's not perfect. When it comes to learning hard lessons through others, that's what teaches us more about ourselves. It also gets us closer to ourselves. And if we take it in love, light, and compassion, and we're willing to grow, it gets us closer to a higher power. Again, that divine seed that we have within. Something you're not seeing that you're at odds ends with is I always trust the direction of the universe and know I'm being guided. The thing is you're trying to hang on to a certain notion that's driving you up the wall. It's time to let go, and it's time to let things flow. Sometimes you have to let a person be their undoer. You really do, because they have to get to certain points in their life that they have to realize it's time to pick my head up. It's time for me to pick myself up and to get myself somewhere different. Whereas if you run around after them trying to prevent things for them, in a sense you are enabling that person. Keep that in mind as well. Something you're not seeing that you're at odds ends with is I honor how I want to feel. Do you really want to feel frantic? Do you really want to feel all these anxieties? Do you really want to feel insecure and fear? Because all this person that operates out of this energy as well, when they're getting around you, when you're anticipating them being around, that energy is festering in you. When that energy comes about, how can we transmute that into something else? How can we change that into something else? Not for their sake, but for your sanity's sake. Is you go within and you honor how you feel. You honor the energy that you feel around this situation. And you move from there to progress forward. But not being hard on yourself. Understanding, congratulating yourself, and just going one step at a time with being gentle on yourself, because you're not dumb for how you feel. How you feel isn't wrong. You are an individual who has been living life and learning. Each thing that comes into you is to your own interpretation. So honor how you feel around things. All right, last card that we are a little at odds ends with is thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so I can see what is of the highest good. How do we get out of these darker places when it comes to dealing with other relationships? Well, again, we have to take a higher view when assessing things. Sometimes assessing things too close, trying to control it, is the very thing that hangs us up. Hangs us up and puts us in the energy where we want to be over dominating, over controlling when it comes to dealing with negative people. But the thing is that is sacrificing our inner temperance, our inner balance. How can we sit here and be more truthful with ourselves when it comes to how we feel with balancing certain people, certain places, who can be a bit dramatic, who can be unemotionally evolved? What we do is we have to release. We have to release what's going on by first honoring how we feel and not meeting this conflict within when it comes to working through this with anger, with hate, with putting ourselves down, but instead with love, with love, with love, with love. We want to help take care of others, and that is okay because that is a part of our fruitation. We're always going through our minds trying to figure out how to help others, how to get to that growth. So one thing is we need to take a step back and also see ourselves, not from the negative view, not from the view of the insecurities, feeling like we are not capable of keeping the peace, but instead of owning all the things that we've done from the past until now, seeing how we had to walk hand in hand with ourselves to make a lot of our dreams come true, even though part of those dreams was helping others. Right here, we're going to recognize that we haven't walked our life's journey with these others the whole time. We've walked this life journey with ourselves the whole time. And when we can see what we've gotten ourselves into, but what we've gotten ourselves out of and how we've built from there, then we can start to bring that stability in. We can start to bring that stability in and be able to be this person who can handle the conflicts that come in when others feel like just because they've had a long relationship with us, they can act certain ways when it comes to our environment. No, 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 no. But the thing is we can't hyper focus on them and worry about all the wrong that can happen. We need to choose to put in something new, learning how to look at things through love opposed to looking for everything that could go wrong and trying to prevent things. Because the inevitable will happen. People will act how they act, and it is not our fault. Being okay with ourselves and not having to prevent things for others, because others need to learn stuff too. That is the key here. Definitely the key here. And just know to reconfirm that when it comes down to putting down certain conflicts around you, it's seeing how you can be led through love opposed to being led through anxieties. I like that story, Gemini. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing this with me, because this is the truth to things a lot of times. This really is, especially when you have a person who's really worked hard in trying to be successful, but also trying to show others that things can be different for those others. Just know you're not doing anything wrong for having a big heart, for always having a progressive mentality. That is one of your superpowers there, Gemini. But right now, searching for the truth of things and being able to let go of things that we want to keep kind of some security about, why we hold on to them is for some kind of security. These are challenges that are coming in, challenges for us to actually search for the meaning of things, to go deep within and search for those meanings, and also to let go of things that we hang on to so much that's actually taking away from us. All right, so this is going to conclude it. As always, Gemini, don't forget to thank your angels, ancestors, spirit guides, as well as divine and universal energy for coming on in and helping out. And as always, I hope that you have a most wonderful, wonderful, wonderful rest of your day.